Yeah, I'm muted again. Good evening, everybody. I've been talking for the last 3 minutes again. Um, I'm not going to do the introductions again. We're here for another match in this tournament, and that covers that one. Between Albinario and Semipro, race to 11 in a round 3 match. It's one of, I think, 5 matches that are on tonight, and I certainly won't see all of them. Steve is going to be along. He said he would. I'm in Discord, but I'm not in the commentary booth, so if he's talking away right now, I can't hear him. So I'll need to have a look. No, he's not there yet. But we've got a wee bit of catching up, so I won't be able to see the chat with this white screen background. But let's go to the main event page. And if we look down, we've got Albinario and Semipro starting at the top there. We've also got the one lost side match between, or is it a one lost side match? I can't remember. That's the only thing it doesn't tell you here either. Maybe need to nip Steve about that one. He's already fixed it in the right order for me, but I can't remember. I think that might be a one lost side match. I'm not sure. And that's at 7 o'clock between Segaresh and Woody. We've got Mooncake and Spectre Dawn. That's a one lost side match, and that's going to start at past the hour. And then also at past the hour, we've got another match in the schedule that's appeared: Popman against Anzi, or is it Anzi? And the one lost side at 7:30. And then at 9 o'clock tonight, we've got Shibo and Mr. Bill, and which I probably won't see either, because again I'm up at 4 tomorrow morning. And then on Monday night, we've got Hazard and John Boo race. Starting at 7 o'clock. Again, is that still a winner's side? I'm totally confused. People will remind me anyway. So, what physics update have we had? Have I missed something? Good evening, everybody. Well, the news from Keith is, because I saw a post, because I've missed the chat and then I don't know what's going on. Keith's, I think, feeling a little bit better from what I read. He's still in hospital, and he thinks he might get out before the end of the week. So that's a wee bit better news, because they're usually not long in throwing you out anyway. They can't wait to get rid of you in hospitals. They'll either send you home or put you in a box, one of the two. Right, so who's going to win this one? Oh, there's Steve there sending PMs. Hang on a minute till I check if he's there. Sorry, guys, just bear with us. We've got a bloody problem with Discord here. Don't know what the hell's going on, but I can't hear Steve and he can't hear me. Discord suddenly went pear-shaped. If we can get in the room, that is. We're in. Sorry about that, guys. To cut a long story short, something's wrong with Discord, but Steve is here, so we'll get a volume level in a minute. You can let us know.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, just move your mic slightly away, Steve.
A little too much heavy breathing?
Yeah.
Okay, so Cobra says there was a break and run for Semi.
Well, that's a good start.
Well, this should be an excellent match. I mean, on paper, I think Semi is the winner, but that's not the way it always works out. I mean, I expect it to be close no matter what.
Well, it's all a question whether he takes a risk now to improve the 8-ball, which he has done.
Yeah, that was an excellent shot. One thing I noticed about Semi watching him play last time is he plays those 3-ball triangle patterns really well. Where you're doing like, you look for triangles where you can go stop, stop, stop in a 3-ball triangle. He does that really well. I saw him make a couple mistakes on patterns other than that. But in general, if he just makes balls, he should be the strong favorite with all his experience playing 8-ball.
Quick mention to you guys, the only way I could fix Discord there was actually changing the default server. Discord chooses the server for the best sound quality, and I don't know what one it chooses, but I thought I'll go in and change it to East Coast USA, and then I could hear Steve loud and clear. But if something starts to break up, let us know, and we'll go back in and have a look, maybe change it around again, see if that improves it, if it does break down.
Well, that was an excellent shot there.
Nudging that 8 out early on has worked dividends for Semipro.
That was really a well-played rack. I mean, Semi's going to play like this. It could be lopsided. I expected this match to be very close, like, within a couple games. Cobra says Albie's the favorite.
Oh, cue ball.
That's brutal. That's brutal. That was a brutal scratch there. Yeah, well, Cobra may be right. Albie may be the favorite because he's played more consistently. But I think Cobra plays better 8-ball, so, it's a... Hairpig saying Semi's too mistake prone, and he has been that way. I'm thinking... It's just a question of whether he can stay away from those kind of missing ball mistakes or silliness. If he does, I think he's going to win. If he doesn't, then Albin's probably going to win.
Well, what was that last match Semi-Pro played? And, we all thought that, if things start to go a bit wrong for him, he might start beating himself up. Well, he didn't do it.
No, he did play well the last match. I think the real question for him is going to be, what happens when Albin puts pressure on him and starts playing good, and, what's going to happen to Semi's game. And if he can just maintain a high level of play, I think he's going to be okay. But he's had problems with the break. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
If you don't break good, then it's going to be a little bit tough. Because Albin plays good enough, not making a ball on the break and leaving the table open or scratching is really just like missing a wide open ball. It equates to about the same mistake.
Well, he's got a chance to go in that 7. And I think, he's looking at the 5.
He could be going for the 7. I don't know why he wouldn't, because the great thing about this shot is that if you come up funny, you still have the 3. I mean, now's a perfect time. Yep, there he goes. And he got there. Yeah, he's good enough to hit the 7 ball. I mean, if he wants, he can come back across for it, but I think it's good enough there, but he may choose to try to come back across the table and shoot the 3. Well, he's going to play the 7, which I think is the right shot. Problem here is he got kind of straight, and that's Oh no, he's got a little angle. He's fine.
He just needs to make sure he hits this hard enough and doesn't want to leave himself some crazy awkward cut in the one, so decent bit of pace, that'll do it. Well, I'll be just letting Semipro know that he's here.
Yeah, it's going to be Albin's break too.
And that was a scratch in the break, wasn't it, from Semi?
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Yes.
Ultimate punishment.
And scratch on the break is costly. I mean, it's not what you want to be doing.
Welcome to Tommy. Welcome to anybody else that I've missed.
Well, there's a dry break.
The old favourite.
Which, it's going to happen sometimes. Which, you got to try to give yourself the best percentage chance of making them.
Oh, it was really popular in that last match we streamed. Dry breaks all over the place.
Well, if you're breaking dry, you got to do something different. And one of the first things you should do is either moving the cue ball forward or backwards, getting it closer or further. Because that changes how the ball flies into the rack. And then you can start trying position. You can always mess with Q-tip position and butt angle, but...
Yeah, no harm in changing up if things aren't working.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you got to find something that wants to work.
Good afternoon, Rob.
Yeah, Cobra breaks off. Well, I've suggested that before, do the side break and breaks off because that's going to tie a lot of balls up. But I haven't seen anybody do it yet. No, that's not ignoring the rack's going to be randomized. I mean, certain types of breaks are going to work better than others. I mean, obviously, it's not going to break the same every time.
He's got awkward. He's going to have to take the 10.
Well, Cobra said he was soft breaking. Yeah, I mean, it can be very powerful. I take it you were soft breaking from the side, Cobra? Oh, really? You're soft breaking from the middle. Well, I agree here, Pig, but I mean that's really the same in real life. It's really the rack that's changing.
Oh, he's got to play this good so he can hold the short side of this 8, the line that he has in the 15. Because if he goes any further inside that 15, he's held it well.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot. He can just roll this one. Yeah, that's one of the things that separates players, being able to change the angles on balls. You really see that in real life. Oh, I see what Cobra's saying. Yeah, it's the same idea. And maybe that's a better way to do it than side breaking on a 10-foot table where there's so much
Goodness
room.
me. Cue ball's gone again. Bottom right-hand corner this time.
It's not completely random. I mean, what you're saying is true, but it's not completely random because the balls won't rack the same every time, and the dirt spots on the balls have a big effect on where they're going to go.
Well, I suppose you could say the solids aren't, the stripes aren't too bad. I mean, the only slightly awkward one's the 13, if that's it in the left rail up top. But it's, you can get on it.
The stripes aren't bad at all. I mean, because there was no shot on that 4-ball really. You were going to have to move that. I mean, I think the stripes are good.
And once the 13 goes, 8 balls open into the pocket.
Yeah, well, there's tons of room for the 13 there. I mean, and really, you know, you got the 12 ball and the 15 ball there that you can use to get on it. I mean,
Now, I think he tried to get on it there. He always had the
yeah,
backup ball on the 11, but he's got to. He might come out and be safe for the 15. I think. What one's that? Is that the 15 or the
yeah.
12?
Well, he should shoot the 11 because he's going to get on the 15 or the 12, either one in the way, unless he comes up short. That's the one thing you don't want to come up short on this. You got to, you know. Yeah, so he's going to have a shot here.
Now, what do you think about him going inside here to get onto this 13, or does he want to play the 15 and leave that 13 last?
I would play the 12. He can either stop it or he can try rolling forward. I'd stop it because it's guaranteed shot, and you know,
Yeah, he's killing it, I think.
yeah, that's what I would have done. That's the right play.
The only
And this is simple, you know. Well, it's not simple because he's got to get on the 15 the right way. But the thing is you can shoot that 8 ball down into the opposite corner, and that's probably a better way to do it. I don't know what he's doing here. He may be looking at shooting a 15, but the 13's a shot and come back, and you know, one way or another, you're going to have a way to get on that 8 ball.
he's just looking to get a line that he can. Well, that's probably even better, that line, because he can just roll straight through. And he's got to make sure he goes right to the rail.
As long as you don't roll straight through in the pocket. Yeah, he's got enough room he can get to the rail. Yeah, very well done.
Well, again, the scratch and the break, and Albinario takes it out. Back to within one. And on his own break.
Yeah, Harry Big's talking about Corey, the master of the soft break. But yeah, pattern racking is really illegal in almost every tournament I've ever played in, although they don't seem to always enforce it.
Well, that cue ball tried again.
The funny thing is, in 8-ball pub, the balls are pattern racked, which I have never understood, but they actually pattern rack the balls in the 8-ball pub games. There's a certain rack that you're supposed to do. Well, at least in some of them. I can't remember if they're all like that.
Well, back in my day, it was only reds and yellows anyway. It wasn't the numbered balls when we played pub, and it was red. It was red at the top, then 2 yellows, 2 reds, and 2 yellows, 8-ball in the centre.
And I think it's always bad to specify a pattern that has to be racked at because, you know, if you can figure out how to take advantage of that, that's why in most pool tournaments, pattern racking is not legal. Well, I haven't seen that hair pick other than pub 8-ball where they do. I mean, I think there's the general rules are with the 8-ball is the balls are supposed to be distributed, and I believe you're supposed to have a solid and a stripe on the 2 bottom corners. Although I think it depends on the rules. There's so many different 8-ball rules.
Yeah, he's getting rid of the problem ball, and then that'll be whatever that is, the 13 in the side, is it?
Yeah, and that's the only real issue he's got here. I mean, the 10 and the 15 are a little tricky too because the 10 only goes in one pocket and the 15 only goes in one pocket as far as the corners go. I mean, they'll both go on the sides, but that's harder to get on them that way. Looks like he's going to shoot the 10 now, which might not be the worst idea. Yeah, that's nice. He just overcooked it. He's probably still going to shoot this 15 ball, though. I mean, I'm sure he wishes he wasn't up on top of this 5 ball.
This is a bit. The problem being, you can only see that top section of the cue ball, so there's nothing really much that you can do other than just follow it through.
Yeah, he underhit it a little, but he's fine. Now, this is kind of a funny angle here. I think he can roll this and be okay. We'll see whether that's what he tries to do.
Is
He
Pop
may try to go down to the end rail.
is Popman in the stream, or is he? He's not playing at the moment, is he?
Yep, well done. Well played.
Well, I think the only mistakes Semi-Pro's made is not keeping the cue ball on the table when he's breaking, but other than that, I think he's done everything pretty good.
Yeah, his patterns have been pretty good. He's not missing balls. You know, I like the way he's playing a lot of balls at pocket speed, which is always good.
So the lead is 2. Ball in the break. And now what looks good here? Well, 4 balls awkward if you take the solids.
Well, he's almost going to have to take solids.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both okay, but the solids are the ones he's got shots at. So I think he's going to shoot this 5 ball or the 7 ball. He may even shoot the 3 ball.
Just off the rail.
I don't see him trying to take stripes.
I wonder whether
he's going to play the 1 next. Well, I'm not sure what that was.
I'll tell you what it was. He was trying to nudge the 4 out into the table slightly and take a risk there.
There's no reason to do that. The 4's sitting fine. He can get on the 4 easily right now. I mean, there's no reason to
I think that's what he
balls
tried.
Unless you have to, because you're taking some chances when you start bumping balls. That's kind of one of the tenets in playing straight pool is don't move balls unless you have to.
Yeah.
And then even sometimes you may not want to move them early.
No.
Because it tends to cluster up other stuff. But, you know, that 4 ball was sitting fine. I mean, if the 13 ball was a few inches closer, it might start getting tough. Well, he almost got funny on this. I think he's going to go 1-3 in the side, and then he's got all 3 of those balls in the same corner. Now here you want to stay above the 6. You really want to shoot the 6 next. Stay above it and go to the 2.
Oh, he's just...
Yeah, he's fine, I think. You can just draw back. You can roll through on the 2, but I think that's a mistake. You know, you don't want to take a chance of hooking yourself with the 8. Yeah, that was a little excessive draw.
Yeah, see, he wanted... The thing is that he didn't want a sharp cut in this 2 ball because he wants to be playing this 8 ball in the side, I assume, and that's what he's probably limited to now with where the cue ball's stuck.
No, you can roll it and shoot it down in the corner, down same side of the table as a 13.
Oh, he's leaving it in the side.
Oh, he's going to play it on the side. Yeah, that was a nice soft shot. I'm just not used to rolling balls that soft in real life. Try to stay away from that. Well played there.
Well, Albinario now needs to get... his response has to be fairly quick, and I don't think it's going to happen in this rack at the moment.
Yeah, that's a dry break, but he's got some clusters here. I think the solids are the ones to take just because of that 4, 6, 15.
Well,
I mean, they both work, but I like the way the solids are sitting a lot better.
Well, the question is how soon is he going to wait to try and
yeah, both the 4 ball and 6
pot
ball
that
go
4 or
without
6?
move. Well, both the 4 and go without moving them. The 4 you're going to have to throw. The 6 goes easier. You don't have to throw that one to get it in. Oh boy, now here he is up on a ball. This is kind of funny. These shots are always missable. Good shot.
that's. Well, I think if he needs to bail out, he's got the 3 in the side. He's got the 1.
If he's going to shoot that 4, he needs to be a little more straight on. He may try to get on the 6.
Checking up to try and hold the line.
Yeah. So he tried to get on the 6 there, I think, to move that 15. But that 4 ball would go like right now on this line with inside English. You can make that 4 ball. I'm not sure he's going to shoot it. If he wants to move the 15, he can do it right now. 6 off the long rail and back into the 15 or back into the 4. I'd probably try to go back into the 4 because it's going to shove it towards the other corner. No, he decided. See, he hit that with inside. I mean, that's the best way to play it because you don't have to move balls. Uh-oh. That was a mistake. I'm sure he was going to shoot the 2 next. You know, he needed to stun that, and he rolled it.
Now he needs to avoid the old hook shot behind the 8 ball with the line that he's going to try and take, maybe. I can't think he's going to go anywhere else. Well, he's played the draw, but that's fatal.
But the shot where he didn't get on the 2 was a dumb mistake. I mean, he should know better than that to roll that ball. All he had to do is stun it, and he was going to come up with a shot on the 2 ball. I mean, I'm astounded he played that by rolling it.
Well, you know, when you get out of line like that, sometimes, you know, I wouldn't have thought of drawing it. I would have thought of getting the pace right and at least give myself a sight in the 2, but big deep draw straight into the side.
Yeah, well, you just needed to hit a stun shot. And when the balls are close together like that, hitting a stun shot's the easiest thing in the world. When you're going across the table, it's a little trickier to get it right. But from there, it was, you know, not going to be hard.
Don't be trying to wind me up, Larry, because I'll just go to YouTube and show everybody that shot you missed the other night.
Everybody's beating Larry up on his trackball, but he plays pretty good with his trackball. Let's put it this way: his speed's way better in that trackball than mine has ever been with my mouse. So I'm not going to beat Larry up on his trackball.
Oh, you want to see the thing he missed last night? I mean, he had the match in his hand, Steve, and he gave it away in a plate. Larry's so generous. Well, Potman's arrived in the room. Yeah, Potman, I don't know, I didn't catch all of the conversation, but Potman's, I think, got a weird problem, but it's a problem I've always had with EP4. That the arrow, I think, from my understanding, the mouse arrow is appearing on the screen in the game, but I can tell you how to create that problem and how to get rid of it very easily. I'm forever in the habit of changing my mice over and while I'm playing VP4, and if I don't tab out while I'm doing it and I swap the mouse over, I've always got the arrow on the screen. But if I tab out of VP4, swap the mouse over and then tab back in, the arrow disappears. So
yeah, that's because you know, Windows is doing something and VP4 is doing something. When you tab in and out, it'll recapture the mouse and get rid of the arrow.
Well, Potman's got some weird issue with the software that he's got for his mouse that's causing the issue to happen. But I just told him earlier on how to resolve that issue. I wonder whether he's going to try it.
Yeah, I've had a lot of trouble with mouse software, especially the way we do the mouse. We got a fairly involved process how we deal with the mouse, and I know at one point the Logitech software wouldn't work, but they've since fixed that. But that's another thing, is if you got mouse software, instead of running on their driver, you always have the option of running on the Windows driver. You may lose some capability, but it's probably going to work.
It's actually it's probably better for the respect that a lot of people have got Logitech mice and mouse accelerations on and that sort of stuff, and they probably don't look in it.
Well, there's no acceleration when it's run on VP.
None?
Yeah, VP takes all the acceleration out for the stroke.
I didn't know that.
When you stroke, Now, I'm not saying they couldn't do something to driver that makes it so that you still have some acceleration. As far as I know, you won't, but I suppose it's possible.
Mm.
I mean, like the normal Windows mouse acceleration, that will not influence your stroke at all. Because for the Logitech stuff, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, Logitech are, they do change the software. I mean, I'm surprised my Logitech G5 still works. It works perfectly okay.
That was pretty high up on the rail. That's the new tournament cloth. It'll let you get away with that at a little slower speed.
So Albinario back to within 2.
I agree, One Pocket Slim. Most of this mouse software just screws you up. It's the same old thing as hardware companies just don't know how to write software.
Yeah, most of it is all just gimmicky stuff, flashy stuff.
Well, he needs to get on this 8-ball pretty good. I mean, it's not a hard shot, but if you make a speed mistake here, it could be no good. Sort of like this. Boy, he hit that too thick on the 7-ball. This is pretty tight to get this to bank in.
Oh,
there, that's what I was going to say.
There's a weird one.
No, that's not weird. See, that shot, that was a shot he should have called. I didn't think he could bank it in that one. But, now that this new rail model's done, that shot will go. And that is what the table is supposed to go. That's what the table's supposed to do, what it just did where it came back into that other pocket. And he may not be aware of that shot. I'm not sure how much he's played on actual real pool tables, because on a pub table, I don't think it'll do that. But on a pool table, it will come back like that. But that was just a fairly bad positional mistake on that 7 to 8. He just hit that 7 a little too thick. He needed to hit a little thinner with a little English and open it up and let it roll out, because he had a fair amount of room between that 8-ball and the 13-ball.
Yeah. Albinario back to within 1.
That's a 2-game swing right there.
Yeah.
That's huge.
So open table, obviously 2 solids stuck together on this long rail on the right side as we look. We've got a sort of partial combo down in the bottom corner, but the problem there is those 2 balls block the 8-ball. So
Larry's saying he's seen that on a video. Yeah, there's also a trick shot that's actually like a 4-rail bank there side to side.
Well, Albinario's going to have to do a clever bit of positional play down this bottom end of the table here. The handy thing is he's got a ball adjacent to the 8, but he's got to get there. And that might be easier said than done.
All he has to do is get on the 2-ball. Anywhere on this end rail is fine, because he can carom the 3 off the 7. Well, he can cut it from anywhere, but he can carom it too.
But he's on the stripe, Steve.
Oh, well, okay. So you see where my head's at.
Yeah.
I'm on the wrong balls. Yeah, he just needs to get behind it. I mean, the tricky part is, unless he gets pretty good on the 12, going from the 11 to 12 is tough. He's going to have to be above that 11 ball to do that.
A quick drink.
He's got a little bit of a funny angle here too. Rolling this is not quite the right angle. So he's going to have to do something. He's just going to try to roll it.
Well,
that's actually going to be okay, I think.
Yeah, he's going to be able to hold for the 11.
Yeah.
Just tricky over the 3, though.
Is he going to get on a spot where he can get to the 8-ball? Because he really wants to shoot the 8-ball in the same side he's shooting the 12 or in the corner down there. Well, he's got the other corner, too. He's got 3 easy pockets there. But in 8-ball, that's often is critical. Is the last ball or last couple balls to the next ball can be really critical. That you have to get good position, and this was one of them. And he's on this really well.
Now.
Well, he tried to play it so he was going to shoot it down in this corner where the 4 is, and he came up a little funny on it. But he should still make this ball.
Yeah, just a bit too much weight.
I think he'll still make it. It's just, this is one of those shots you talk about, Hugh, how on the 10-footer it's easy to overcut this ball.
Mm-hmm. He's gone to the rails. The pace is going to take it in. I mean, he gave it every chance to go in. Well, we've got a game on now, folks. 5 racks all. And another dry one, from what I could see.
Yep. Well, that mistake that Semi made going from the 7 to 8 is really costing him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The penalties are severe as you go deeper into the tournament.
Well, it cost them 3 games. Didn't Albin break and run out there?
Yeah, because he I can't remember what ball he potted, but he took the first straight up the top end of the table, didn't he?
Although I guess it's hard to say that on an alternate break. When you're playing winter breaks, you can certainly say that. I've missed balls and realized that it would cost me many racks, like 5, 6, 7.
Right. So if he takes,
it's just brutal playing winter breaks.
If he takes the stripes, he's got a couple of stripes down the bottom that should make it handy to get somewhere on that 8-ball. I mean, there's a narrow window to get the cut in the 8-ball.
Well, this is why you really want to take the solids, because you got 3 balls right next to that 8-ball. But I mean, the 8-ball will go. It's not like stripes are horrible, because the 8-ball does go without moving any of those solids.
There's one of those cuts where he's overcut it. Well, the obvious thing with the solids is you're going to have to nudge something out the way.
Yeah. Well, those 3 balls, when you get three balls like that, that's always tricky, because they look easy to run and they're not. We'll see what he decides to do. I mean, the stripes, at this point, I don't see either being an advantage. So if he decides he wants to take stripes, I wouldn't nudge this 8-ball, though.
Well,
see, he got lucky there, because when you do that kind of thing, I mean, the 8-ball could have ended up in the middle of that cluster of balls. That 8-ball, you were able to get on that and get a good shot on it.
Well, considering those 2 stripes are down the table anyway, he didn't need to move the 8-ball, because he could get to it as long as he played the right shot off one of those 2 balls at the bottom of the table. So it's the old rule again: you start moving balls when you don't really need to. You're asking for trouble.
Especially the way he hit it. I mean, when you bump a ball and you have some idea where you can control it, that's one thing. When you go slamming him into that, I mean, anything could have happened there.
If you get away with it that one time, you might think, you're going to get away with it again and again, and then, you'll fall into that trap, or you don't want to fall into it, put it that way.
Herpix asked if I watched in the current Shaw versus Orcuyo match. No, I haven't, but that sounds like a great match to watch. I'd give Dennis the advantage, but Shaw plays good enough he could still win.
Well, I'll tell you something, this is going to be sore if Albinario can take this out, because Semi's hung the 13, or the 11, or whatever the hell it is. But he's got a lot of work to do, but Albinario will want to drive the nail home here if he can get away with it.
Yeah, well, that was one of those misses you don't want to have, and this is no this is no gimme rack because the 5, 6, and 7, none of them go.
Yeah.
And the 7's close enough to the rail, you can't get by it for the 5, so the balls are going to have to be moved. And it's tough. He may try to play safe here. It's kind of tough with the 13 ball in the pocket, but he could roll on that one and leave him. He'd have to kick at it. And honestly, I don't really like that play because it's just all you have to do is make that 13 and the 11's right there. But the one thing about where that 13's sitting, if you have to kick at that, it's real easy to follow it in and scratch. And it might have been worse playing safe there. Albin's not gonna, and he doesn't have a good angle here, so I'm not sure what his plan was to get to those balls, but right now it's not looking like well, yeah, I mean, leaving that 3-ball cluster and safing them to death is a great thing. I mean, you can run that thing in behind that 7 ball, and that's a pretty strong place if you can not give him the kick. The thing is if you give him a kick from over there, you're giving him a kick where it's coming in a direction where he's not going to scratch. If he would have played safe where he bumped that 1 ball before, the kick shot would have been coming in a direction straight into the pocket where, very easy to scratch.
Well, the shot here is just to punch the 7 up the table, making sure that you go right behind that 6.
Yeah, and the good thing about this shot is I think he left a window.
Yeah,
he left a window for the kick. I mean, if he could have got the 7 in the spot where there was no easy kick shot where he was going to have to spin it, I think he's got a window where he can just hit this pretty straight.
Well, he's got the 14.
Oh.
Right. The problem with the shot that Albie played there is he didn't play it right to start with. He should have stunned that cue ball and punched that ball to get the reaction he wanted. He let the cue ball just run. And it was poorly played.
Well, he got himself in that situation because he was trying to break balls out and run out. And, he could have played the table where he said, what One Pocket Slim was talking about, try to get him locked up somehow and play a strategy where you're purposely getting to a position where you have a good safety, and he didn't do that.
Well, this is one that's got away for Albinario.
I mean, that's the thing, is sometimes when you look at the table and you go, my God, this is really hard to run out on. I got to move all these balls. But if you start looking for safeties, like if I make this ball and then I'm in a spot where I can get a really good lockup safe, I mean, that's a good play.
Well, the better safety was when those 3 balls were clustered there, and the one that you mentioned, he could have tried to drop in behind that 7, or right on the 7 on the rail. And I don't think he would have left Semi anything.
Yeah, I mean,
but he needed to play that a lot sooner.
I think he wanted to run out a little bit too much there.
Yeah, but he was never in a position where he had a good shot to break them up. Not once, really. He had a good shot to get there, and then when he did, he played it too soft.
Semi made a mistake missing a fairly easy ball, and Albin didn't make him pay for it.
Yeah, that's the biggest escape there for Semi, considering the ball that he left hanging. But he'll take it, keeps the lead.
Yeah. And this is a pretty simple out. The 9 ball is probably the biggest issue. I would be looking at trying to get on that 9 ball and playing it down in the corner towards the 2 ball direction right now.
Yeah, he can just cut across. He's going to have options if he doesn't get good on it.
Well, he didn't get good on it. I think he's probably going to be shooting 11, but he can go 11 to the 9 or 11 to the 10. I don't like leaving that 9 to last, but I mean, uh-oh. big bounce. Well, that was a mistake.
Oh, and he's a good recovery here.
Yeah, he's pissed off. He just did not hit that hard enough. I mean, that's that's.
Thing
I
is,
think it's
though,
tricky getting the speed sometimes with the mouse.
well, he played that really hard. Now, I would have done the opposite there, because to me, I couldn't see a problem with cutting that ball that way at sort of pocket weight and the cue ball coming up this side. The only thing you're going to do is hook yourself behind the one if you don't hit it hard enough, or leave yourself square. But to me, it'd have been better to play the softer shot and leave that ball blocking the pocket. But he's had a blast to try and get over the right side.
Well, Albin's sitting good here to move that 10 ball, and he's got the 6 right there, so this is a good situation. He's got the 6 and 4 in front of the pocket. So this is a situation where you're going to move balls and you know you're going to come up with a shot. And the only way you can screw this up is to hit it easy. You want to put some speed on this and make sure that you get the ball separated. And I'm not sure why he's not.
Yeah, I don't know why
that's
what I don't understand either. I mean, he's got that opportunity immediately to deal with just nudging the 3 into play, and he hasn't done it.
I mean, he could have easily got into the 10 ball there, easily. And yeah, I don't get that.
He might never get as good again on that shot. I mean, he should do now, but I mean, he might never.
He had the 4 and a 6 in front of the pocket, which is an ideal situation to break balls out, because you know you're going to come up with an easy shot.
See, this shot, I think he's trying to draw into it. You see, well, again, he's got bailout balls up table, but I'm not convinced that he didn't try to actually draw into that there. I mean, judging by where he's finished, he has, because he's actually hooked himself. He's got the thin cut up top, but I think he played to nudge it.
Well, he's got a chance to break it here. You need to hit this with a little speed. The problem coming to the balls at this angle is you get a lot of double kisses where they don't move and the cue ball just sits there. So if you're going to try to break it here, you want to put some speed on it. And he's going to play safe.
Yeah, he's running for cover.
Good play.
Well, Semi.
Except he didn't get safe.
Yeah, Semi's got a shot in the 9 now.
He left himself a good angle to break this 10 ball out too. You're going to want to hit this ball with speed. Yep, just like that.
Well, he's dead on it.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely plumb.
I don't think the safety was a bad play, but it was poorly executed.
Well, straight away the problem was he didn't do the shot that I think most of us agreed he should have done, is break out that 10 ball where it was when he had the chance. And then he tried to break it off the set. He had to be trying to break it off that second ball off the 6. I think it was, and it wasn't a really great line to do it. And then, of course, the way that he played it and having missed it, he ends up hooking himself and having to try and play a safety that he got wrong. So he sold that rack.
The only reason I can think why he wouldn't do that is not thinking he couldn't pull back into the 10 with the angle he had on the 7. But, between draw and English, you can pull that back. The 7 wasn't that close to the rail, so you can get it drawn before the cue ball gets to the rail. And then with English, you could have got to that 10 ball pretty easily.
He was hitting that every day of the week. Good evening, Tam. Good evening to LS3. Well, Semipro back to a 2-rack lead, and just remember, Albinario should have been in the lead. But
well, they've both given some gifts away. Semi made that bad mistake that was a 2-game swing on the 7-8, and then Albin just gave that one away.
Well, this is a must for Albi, I feel, at the moment. He's got to hold it together. And he usually does when he's asked to perform at those critical times.
He should be hitting the 6 ball here, I think. Unless he thinks he can go 5 to 6. I like the 6 ball right now. Roll forward and shoot the 7 in the side. Let's see what he's going to do.
Yeah, that looks a reasonable call to get.
I mean,
Because
he can
again,
definitely shoot the 5 and then get to the 6.
well, 6, 7.
Yeah, I like that shot.
Now he's just a bit. Let's have a look.
He's a bit funny on the 7.
Now, see the.
Yeah, he can roll forward and shoot the 2 on the other side. Roll forward with the cue ball and bump the 10. You just got to make sure you don't bump into the 1 where you lock it up. Because if he bumps that 10 ball, he's got a great shot on the 2. Well, he didn't hit it very hard. Maybe he's thinking he's going to shoot the 1 next. I guess so. That'll work. This is a real natural shot to come out and play shape for both the 5 and the 2. He's playing a lot more English than I think he needs to.
It looks as if he's. I mean,
he's changing it.
He's obviously got to thin cut it. He's trying to. Is he trying to drag across?
I don't think he needs to draw this. I think it'll clear the 13 without. Oh, he hit it really thin.
Well, he's got.
I mean, how much of that 1 you took was going to matter? Well, he's perfect on this 5 though. He just roll and get perfect on the 2 ball. Only problem is he may not have an angle getting back to the 8. It's a little touchy. Yep, he does. Yep. Good shot.
Mooncake 3-2 up. I've even forgot. Is it? That's against Spectre Dawn, isn't it? On the 1 loss side.
Well, Albin's doing what he needs to this rack. He's gotten out.
Oh, that was vital.
That's what he needed. Yeah.
And against the break as well. So see if he can get a bit of luck here.
Yeah, he's doing the center break, and that is a dry one.
Add that to the collection of dry breaks. We've got a big sack of dry breaks.
I really think soft breaking may be the ticket in this thing if you're breaking dry this many times.
So at the 15 he's called. 7 on to the 15.
That's a good shot. I mean, that gets rid of the biggest problem on the table right off the bat.
Oh, he slammed it, and I thought he'd scratched. Well, he's certainly he's opened it up for Albinario. Put it that way.
I think the shot selection was good, but missing that ball is costly because now the table's wide open, and they're both good. I'd take the stripes, but.
Well, again, this is one thing I want to mention is if you watch these other matches, we've seen guys, admittedly they're lesser players than Albinario, but we've seen how they do things wrong. You know, look at Albinario, he's looking around the table, he's using his shot clock, and he's making sure he's got himself set before he fires. And the other matches we've watched, we've seen too many guys have a tricky shot, and the first thing they do is bang at it, and they don't have any semblance of where they're going next. But to get the job done, you have to do what Albinario's doing.
Yeah. That 9 and 12 you're going to want to get to fairly quick. Those balls extended out from the side pocket can be, you don't want to leave those to the end. Same thing with the 15, you're not going to want to leave that. I mean,
well,
you know, he's got, well, the 12 will go on either side and 2 corners. The 9 will not.
You'd think the 10 ball would be the last ball to the 8.
Well, I mean, he may be shooting that 10 ball right now. I mean, he's kind of funny on the 13, and I think he's going to probably have to shoot the 10 now.
Well, the one thing you mentioned, Steve, these balls, in the middle of the table, when you look at the options he's got available to get to those balls, he's going to have to be quick to get to these two balls, the 9 and whatever it is, the
well,
12.
it's just preferable to try to shoot those earlier in the rack, just because those balls, it's easy to get on funny. Like now, he's funny where, you know, he can't get on them, and he's having to do something. You know, he's having to do something, and
well,
you know, it's what my buddy Frank the Barber would say, having to perform.
Well,
like that shot, he had to perform. He's hitting it with a bunch of spin and draw, and if you don't perform, then you end up like this.
Yeah, well, look at what he's got here. He can barely see the 15. Can he see enough of it to cut it? I don't think.
I think he can if he twists it a little. He's going to have to curve it just a little bit.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of top right. Yeah, I don't think he's convinced either. He keeps.
Yeah, he's going to have to hit this easy. He may need to raise the butt just a teeny bit.
Yeah,
it's very tight. When it's tight, this tight to a ball that's that far away, this shot gets tricky. Yep. If that 5 ball was closer to the cue ball, it would have been a lot easier. But when it's that far away, yeah, that shot is tricky.
Fine example of how easy it is to get yourself in trouble.
Well, I mean, and that's what I'm talking about, these balls extended. You get a little funny, and all of a sudden it's like, you know, you have to perform, and you want to avoid that. You know, you want these little bump, you know, where you're rolling the ball or stunning the ball. You don't want to have to load the cue ball up with spin, because that's where it's really easy to make a mistake. When you play games like 9 ball and 10 ball, you have to load it up with spin a lot of times. But when you play games like straight pool and 8 ball, you don't have to do that if you're playing the right way.
Well, now he's on the 4. What ball's that up there? The 1? Huh.
Yeah.
Balls both ends of the table.
I think that 6 and 1 are potentially issues. I would be going 7, 1, 6 here probably. I mean, you want to get to that 6 pretty fast.
You see, I thought he was going to play the 4 to drop through for the 6 and get rid of it.
I like going this way, even though that 4 ball is one of those extended balls. It's way out in the open, and you can cut this with left English and bring the cue ball back down where you don't have to mess with any of those other balls. Now, okay, now he's going to end up playing the 4 ball in the corner, which is fine. He's kind of on the 50-yard line on this, which is not really where you want to be. He may have been trying to get too perfect on that 6 ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this is good because he can just roll this one. All right. Well, I mean, he made good choices that rack. I mean, execution. There was a couple issues, but you know, I mean, execution is going to be like that. You're not always going to hit it perfect.
Well, the lead goes back to 2. Albinario now hoping that Semi doesn't get a ball in a shot. But he has done. He's got a ball.
Well, he's playing a side break, which I think the way the balls are breaking is a better break. Well, let's see what he's going to do here. I think he's probably going to play the 15. Yep. And this is a good play. It gets rid of the biggest problem on the table. He can play shape for the 10 ball. No, he didn't. He played shape for the 11, which is, he didn't get there. Well, this is already got tricky because
you know, he's going to have to play a good shot to deal with those two balls over that side now.
Yeah, well, this was never going to be automatic. I mean, this table is not the kind of table where it's going to be, you know, stop, stop, stop. He was going to have to do something on this.
Oh, he's hung the 9, and he was going to probably try and just drop the 12 in and finish behind him. But I don't know. But we won't know that now.
Yeah, it's.
And Albinario, in the position he's in, he can deal with these this 1 and 3. Obviously, the other pocket's blocked, but he can deal with the 1 and 3 if he wants.
He can just draw back and get on the 3 ball right now. I mean, I would think that's what he would do, is just draw this back and let it slide over a little and shoot the 3 and then the 1 and then the 6, all in the same pocket. Or he could shoot the 6 on the side if he wanted to.
You know, he wouldn't do any harm leaving that solid that's up the table just to cut it in and bring the cue ball down the centre of the table for the 8 on the side, if that was going to be his last ball.
No, I think that was the right shot he played. Well, you know, I mean, I like leaving the 4 at the last, because it's real easy to bring the cue ball down table and shoot that 8 on the side.
What's this? Well, I mean, just a little soft draw off the 3 just to steer clear of the 1 and leave the 1 on.
Yeah, you just don't want to leave yourself funny on this 1 ball. That's not wonderful, but
he's a wee bit straight. Thing is, if he just drops it in, he's going to be able to roll the 6 on the side and then follow that up with the 5 or the 3, whatever it is up there. That's the 5 next to the 10.
Yeah, you could shoot the 6 up in the corner up table too. I mean, all he has to do is stun this, get it to come back off the rail and pull back just a little, and he can get, you know, it's a pretty safe shot getting on the 6 ball. He's choosing to shoot it in the side, which, well, let's put it this way. In real life, I wouldn't want this shot. In VP, it's not quite so bad.
He's got to baby this in so that he keeps a good line with a 5.
Yeah.
And
now he just wants to make sure he leaves himself plenty of angle on this 4 ball. I don't know if he's going to stun it or try to force it back. He's going to go forward. He either needs to be on the end rail or he needs to come out and give himself angle. He does not want to be like straight in. He got down far enough, he's okay.
Huge area to get the cue ball into.
Yeah, this is simple because, you know, you just run it down into like towards the 2nd diamond there on the long rail and you're going to be perfect.
Well, I've given him a lot of options here to get into a zone. Well, he's close to the rail, but he's on one of the lines. So I'll give him 7 out of 10 for that.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, he's fine here. I mean, anywhere down here it was going to be good.
So back to within 1 again, and stolen against the break, of course. Now, is Albie going to be generous in this rack and give this one away somehow, or is he going to?
Well, that was funny.
Make a play here?
What happened there?
Well,
that was funny.
He's potted about 4 balls. That's one thing he's done, which is
including the cue ball.
Oh dear me! I never even noticed. Not another scratch. I've cussed him.
Yeah.
It
was kind of a weird scratch too. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but that was a weird scratch.
It was a commentator's curse. I was counting balls there. I was hearing balls going in. I'm thinking 3 or 4 of them went. Well, there was 3, but as you say, one of them was a cue ball. And
I'm not sure what Semi is doing here. I mean, this is tricky. On one hand, I probably would have taken the solids there just because he had 3 solids sitting around that 11 ball, which makes it easy to get to. What he did is going to work out. He took a little chance on coming up with a shot, but he got away with it.
This is frozen, and he's played it well.
Yeah. Well, now it's just this is simple. You would think he'd be out here.
Well, you would think as long as he sees the 11 ball, that can still be his last ball to go in the 8. I mean, the 8's wide open, so.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. The key here is leaving himself in a position on this next ball where he has an easy transition to the 11 where he doesn't have to do a lot. And there's a bunch of ways he can do it. And I think he's going to go probably backwards 2 rails. I think that's the safest way to do this. It's hard to hook yourself that way. I would be coming back and trying to hit that long rail about the first diamond because you can't hook yourself that way. Yeah, that's about the second diamond, but he's still okay. Yeah, that was the right shot coming backwards because he gets himself a nice angle on this 11 ball and uh-oh.
Oh, he's
that was
okay.
close.
Well, before the start of this rack, I said I was wondering if Albinario was going to be generous, and straight away, he didn't hang about. He promptly scratched, and Semipros administered punishment.
That was a weird scratch. I think he might have clipped the head ball on that break because the way the cue ball rack is funny. When you're doing that side break, you want to hit the second ball. If you clip that head ball, the cue ball is going to kind of ricochet at high speed back down towards the long rail, like towards the first diamond on the long rail, or maybe a little higher. And I think that's what happened. And then another ball hit it, and it went cross corner.
Now, could somebody do me a quick favour? Could somebody give me an update on the Trump Higgins final, please? Because I don't even know how the afternoon session finished. It looked like 6-3 to Trump, so he only needs 4 to win the tournament.
Well, these balls are sitting really good here. I would be pulling this back slightly and trying to shoot the 9 ball next. We'll see what he decides to do.
8-4 to
That's
Trump.
what he's going to do, and he's perfect.
Well, I'm giving it to him here. I mean, he's got to be on the hill.
He got a little funny on this. It's okay. Played that well. Yeah, this is just a little left English. Let's let it slide up. Yep, that was a well-played rack. He made very good choices there. Oh, it's Keith.
Good evening,
Hi,
Keith.
Keith. How you feeling?
Well, I read his post. He said he feeling a wee bit better.
Good. Well, Albin got a ball on the break and they're spread well.
I will say one thing, Keith. You're a lot less ugly looking with that oxygen mask on. Well, Semipro, 1 away. Albinario back to the wall, and we've seen Albinario do this twice in big tournaments. When he's been down, he's not necessarily been out, but he's going to need some help.
Yeah, he's going to have some help. I mean, they've both played fairly well. I mean, I think both players have played well. Yeah. Had a torture device on that kicked ass. Was that an oxygen mask or a ventilator you had on, Keith?
Well, the ventilators, do they not have to insert that in your throat?
If it's a ventilator, it goes in your throat, yeah.
No, it's, I think it was just an oxygen mask.
Yeah, well, I was hoping that, because you don't want to be on a ventilator. That's not good.
Well, you see, they do things differently in Ireland. They don't go in through the throat. We'll say no more. That's how a lot of Irishmen walk funny.
He's not Irish. He's Northern Irish.
Ah, he's still Irish. He's still a potato muncher in my eyes.
Well, Albin's got a little bit of problem here because, that one ball does go. It's tight, but that one ball does go by the 11. So I think he's probably gonna try to get up and shoot it right after the 6 ball.
Oh, he's got to. I mean, he can't be cutting that from anywhere else on the table because this is no gimme this one ball. He's got to get really nice on it.
Yeah, he's got to get nice on it. It does go past that 11 ball.
Yeah, I know, the draw, no problem. But he needs to take a good look at it.
Yeah, this is one you got to be pretty accurate with.
This is one where the 11 ball suddenly doubles in size when you play this shot.
And you don't want to try to get too good on the 4 ball. I mean, it's always a mistake to try to get too good here.
He played it right into the jaw.
Yeah, that's
sitting pretty.
That's wonderful there.
Yeah, pass. I think you're right enough, Keith. Yeah.
It forces oxygen.
Yeah, you blow up like a balloon. Well, Albinario can't do anything now. He's done his part. He's got 1 rack back. It's in Semi-Pro's hands.
Well, the bad thing for Albin is Semi gets 2 more breaks. So, he's got 2 chances no matter what to win, no matter what Albin does.
I think he got a ball in the side there.
He did.
Yeah.
And let's see what he's going to pick here. I mean, obviously the 6 and the 13 is kind of funny. I would probably still take the stripes. I mean,
if you take the 13, you punch the 6 out the way straight away. Problem dealt with.
He's going to do that right now. The bad thing is the 10 doesn't go down.
Yeah.
Maybe it does go down in the corner. But I was looking at that going, well, does that really go by that 12 ball? Because that...
He can just get to the 9, though. He's got to bail out.
He does have a shot on the 9. This is not automatic position going this way. And he hit it good.
Well, it's going to be 10, 8 in the side for the match.
Yep.
This
is pretty straightforward. Just drop back a little.
Presuming the angle's good enough that he can just draw back and not get anywhere near the 3 and 2, yeah, he's fine.
Well, he's going to have to stun between the 3 and 12, I think. I don't think he can go... Well, we'll see what he does.
Well, he's gone inside.
I thought he'd have to do. The other one was kind of tricky. But he hit it good. That was really well played, and this is simple from here.
Oh,
you've got to be kidding. Oh, my God. See, that's trying to get too perfect a shape. Because you hit this 10 ball with left English and you can kill it. He could have been a foot further and still executed the 10 to the 8. That was a little silly playing it that close.
Well done.
Played well.
He's played well apart from the scratches, but other than that, he played fairly solidly.
Yeah, that was a well-played match. That's about the best I've seen him play. I mean, he plays like that, he's going to be hard to beat.
Deserved winner, 11 racks to 8.
Albin did not play poorly. I mean, Albin played a good match, and Semi just played better.
Well, little bit of a catch-up. The Shibo and Bill match starts in 45 minutes, round 3. The Albinario result has gone through. Bedhead is waiting to play Cobra. Cheeky Chico is waiting to play Stubb or Jeeves. And Woody...
Hey, go use my list of things I put in there for you, Hugh.
No,
I did that just for you.
Yeah, but the other thing you didn't do, Steve, now that you've mentioned it, you haven't... See, I'll show you. Are you watching the stream? You know how I said that we wanted them in the right... Well, I wanted them in the right order chronologically.
They are in the right order now.
They are. The only thing is I can't remember what one's a winner's side and what one's a loser's side.
Okay, I can put that in for you. That's not too difficult to do. I'll put that in for you too.
Thank you very much. Anyway, what about these spots and the white lines in the pool table, Steve? Have I mentioned that before?
Yeah, I changed that. That's been done too.
Right. When are we getting the update?
I don't know, but that's been done too.
Popman's 3-2 up against Stanzi in the one loss side. What was the other match that was on? I thought there was other matches. Oh, there. Mooncake and Spectre Dawn. Let's go in and watch that because Mooncake is on the hill, I think. Or have I read it wrong? No, tell a lie. Spectre Dawn's on the hill. I've read the thing wrong.
Yeah, well, Spectre Dawn was definitely the favorite in this match, but you know, I mean, Mooncake's putting on a pretty good show here. It's Mooncake's breaking, so I mean, this could go down to the wire. I mean, Spectre Dawn's going to get a chance no matter what.
Well, ball in the break. If you look at... I don't think the solos are all too bad here. I mean, you get rid of the 6, that deals with the problem with the 7. And the 1's in the open to one pocket or the side.
I think from where they're sitting, you almost have to take the solids. I think the stripes are pretty good too, but you know, he doesn't really have a good shot on the stripe right now, so I think he has to shoot the solids. But
no,
you're right, Hugh. He needs to get that 6 out of there, and the time to do it is right after this 3.
Oh, he's hung it.
Uh-oh. Well, that might be it.
Well, he's of course, I'm thinking, I've just realised it's still an open table.
Yeah, he missed the 3 ball. I mean, that was, you know, he played the right shot. He just missed the ball. He probably overcut it, judging by what the cue ball did. I didn't see where the ball in the pocket hit the pocket, but I'm guessing he overcut it where the cue ball had a lot of speed on it.
No. He's got to get good for this 7, I'll tell you that one. Because, I mean, it's off the rail, but it's just in an awkward place. Yeah,
I think he's probably going to go, well, he's thinking about it now. That's not good. I thought he'd go down here and get an angle on the 3 where it would be easy to get to the 7, but he doesn't have that angle, so he's going to have to shoot it now.
7, 5, 3, and out into the table for the 8.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about the 7 is all you got to do is make the ball. The shape's automatic for the 5.
Well,
unless you do that.
Yeah, that's changed things up slightly.
He needed a little bit of left English there. I think he's still going to shoot the 5 here.
It'd be a brave man to take the one that's hanging over the pocket and try and drop down the left side for this 5.
A lot of things can go wrong there. There's a side pocket. There's an 8 ball to get hooked on.
Yeah.
I mean, I would shoot the 5. I think, you know, he pockets balls well enough. I don't think this 5 is a difficult shot. You don't have to do anything with a cue ball.
Well, this is where he has to do something with the cue ball.
Yep. This is going to be a little stunner into the long rail and roll down so you can shoot the 8 in the other corner. And this shot's a little tricky.
Well, he doesn't want to run into it like that.
Yeah, well, you know, that's not a guaranteed get on the 8 kind of shot, so I think he wants to just roll up on this 8 ball and just leave the cue ball right on top of it here.
Yeah. But even if he leaves it in there, he's still going to leave Mooncake an easy safe to have, or he should have Spectre Dawn tied up.
Yeah, he tried to get out and open, and I don't think that's a bad play at all. I mean, he's basically hoping that Mooncake's going to screw up.
Well, this is a way to put the pressure on somebody when you're on the hill, and he's chasing you. I mean, the table is not a guaranteed gimme. It's about holding your nerve to get it done.
Well, he already put himself in a spot he doesn't really want to be in. I mean,
surely he can get to that. Yeah.
well, he can. It's just that was really not the ball you wanted to shoot, and this
No,
is not the position you wanted to shoot it.
he wanted to get onto that 13, I think. And now he's getting even more trouble. And he's just threatening to blow up here, and he may well have done.
Yeah, this is that.
Well, you know what you do here. You just cut that 12 and run to the side rail. That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
I'd be just running for cover behind a 14 or something if I can do that.
That's what I'd be doing too.
Oh, I wouldn't want to hit as hard as that though, because
he left the bank on. I don't think this bank will go. The 8-ball is frozen on the rail. I think he's going to have to play 3 rails in the side pocket. Oh, he thinks he can cut it. Really? He was just playing some kind of safety. I think he should have played that 3 rails in the side pocket. That was sitting pretty good to shoot the 3-railer into the side, and I'm assuming he doesn't know that shot.
Yeah, well done, Semi. You played well.
Because the problem there is he wasn't going to get a shot. He wasn't going to get any kind of safety or a tough shot for Mooncake. And that was just basically saying, I'm hoping you dog it.
Mm-hmm.
If he played the 3-railer on the 8-ball onto the side, at least he had a chance to make it and win right there.
Now, this is the one he's got to play this with full confidence to get good on this 14. It seems simple, but if you start chickening out in the shot, you won't get there.
Yeah,
you know,
I like playing the 14 in the same order. You know, hitting it with some speed and stun it.
There just was a complete lack of confidence there with the shape he's left himself. He's got himself high in the 8. Should get this every day of the week, but he wanted to be a wee bit more forceful there to get that cue ball better.
Well, I think it's lack of confidence in being able to hit the speed right. I mean, I have trouble with that shot on VP.
Yeah, well, I've come to the players' defence a lot in this tournament, you know, because they just don't play the 10-footer. I mean, I've seen players missing shots that I'm thinking, well, you know, I would pot that every day because I'm so used to the 10-footer. And the players been really struggling.
Semi's in the stream. Good playing, Semi. All right, well, what did he get down? He got something down. He got a stripe down. They're both sitting good. I mean, he's probably going to take solids because he's got an easy shot on it.
Oh,
both good.
Yeah, these are all very inviting.
Yeah.
I think
I'd probably just take the solids because the one's a gimme. Yeah, I would not leave that 3-4 to the last just because you get funny on that and it's all of a sudden not so easy.
Well, I think that's where he's heading next. Get rid of the 3.
Well, he got himself straight in on this 2-ball.
Yeah.
Now he's going to have to do something. It's that time to perform shot that you don't want. I think, you know, the best option is draw it with left English and spin it back down the table and try to get on the 3-ball. And he's instead going to play the roll forward, which...
Now, this is suddenly become tricky because let's have a look at how the angle is. He's going to try and get into a small gap here if he's going to try and take the 6 on the side.
Yeah, well, he can try to come between the 4 and the 13 on this shot. He's got the angle to do it, but, you know, all kinds of stuff can go wrong. All you have to do is hit a little bit into the wrong part of the pocket and you don't get through there. Yeah, that's what he tried to do, and he did not get through there.
Well,
but he's got the shot on the 4-ball, so he's okay.
Now this is one where he just doesn't want to go too far because he could run into that gap between the 10 and the 11.
Yeah, he can roll this. I mean, he's going to have to hit it easy, or he could stun run it. He's probably going to roll it. Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah, he's just fell short of the 10 ball. And, well, probably just go through for the 8 in this side here as we look. That looks like a simple one. Or it looks as if he's trying to stun it. I don't know why he didn't play that. See, simple is always best at the end of the day when you've only got the 2 balls to win the match. I mean, he should have just rolled through. You're trying to be cute and stun it and get nice on the 8.
Well, he tried to make angle and...
Yeah, I would have just chickened out and rolled through.
Work.
Well, it's all there for you, Mooncake, provided you can do something with this 13 ball.
Is, I would be trying to get on the 13 right now.
Yep,
3 rails and shoot the 13, and if you don't get funny, you can shoot the 11. See,
yeah,
I don't get this.
I agree with you, Steve.
That's
exactly it.
9 to the 13.
Well, he's trying to draw into it. And has he got a bailout? Yes, he has.
I mean, he may get out, but I don't think that was the right way to play it, because he had a very safe shot as long as he didn't underhit it. If he didn't get to 13, he still had the 11.
Well, he's got there, well, so far. It's no miss time now. Oh, this is...
I would have played it that way too, just because you didn't want to try to get on that 9 in the side because you get funny and you're screwed. But
well,
he's not quite as straight as he'd like to be here. This one's going to be rolling at the 8 ball, which is
this
not
is
really what you want.
Not a guarantee, but he's found a gap.
He got by it. Okay.
Now you make sure that you don't get anywhere near the 6 ball, and you get up to the centre pocket. That's a rule of thumb here. He looks as if he's drawing back. No, he's doing what he did. He's doing what Spectre Dunge did 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, just make it simple. Guarantee yourself the shot.
And here we go, folks. It's final right decider.
Oh boy. Spectre Don's going to be kicking himself in the head if he ends up losing this.
Oh, cue ball. I think that cue ball was heading top left, and then it got kicked to go top right, and it stayed in the table, and I think every other ball has as well.
Oh, that was a dry break. Well, that's unfortunate for Mooncake. Spectre Don's got his choice here. I think he's probably going to take the solids, but it could be either. The only problem with the solids is a 7 ball.
I'm looking. I'm thinking.
I would probably take the solids here, but either one are really okay. I mean, I don't think either. The 7 ball sitting in the spot that I think he can get to.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. He's trying straight away to get somewhere near the 7. It was going to be tight to get there.
Yeah, well, he had his chance there, and he came up short on it. He'd roll a little further, and it's not that bad a cut in the side.
I'm not sure what he was really trying to do there. He's obviously got a shot in the 2, but I don't know whether he was trying to nudge one of those balls to open up the 7 a bit better or whatever, but
I'm not sure what he's doing here, but I think he's going to have to. Well, let's get interesting. He's trying to get on the 7.
He's having another go at it, and he's just overcooked it again, and he's running out of options.
Well, the shot right now is to run into the 9.
Yeah, give it a pound.
I wouldn't pound it. He'd hit this with controlled speed. He's going to give it a pound.
He's gave it a pound. Whatever works for you.
Well, he just certainly didn't have it. He had it on a funny line. I think that was a little fortunate there.
And I think
But
he's got the angle just to drop in the 3, yeah.
Well, yeah, he can just roll this. And he's going to hit this with a little bit of, well, actually a fair amount of left English. Make sure he holds it and comes back.
Yeah.
You don't want to underhit this.
Like that, you mean, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to put a lot of left and you've got to hit that thing. You've got to drive it to the rail and get it to grab, and that was not good.
Well, here we go. Make or break for the match. Make or break the 8.
Yeah, this is an easy bank.
Perfect.
And he made it. Yep.
Well, he's got his own way of running out, Spectre Don. He pots so well he can dig himself out of holes. So well done to Spectre Don. Yeah.
Breathing a sigh of relief is what he's doing.
Yeah, let's just say things were tightening up there. But he goes through. So now what else is going on here at the moment? We've got straight pool tournament on. The snooker's on. We've got Tommy Yu and Chiku and Potman and Anzi. Let's have a quick look in here and see how Potman and Anzi's got on, because I've never seen this guy Anzi. Potman's 5-3 up in that match, and the other one is what was the other one again?
It's Tommy versus Chiku.
Yeah, where's that in the bracket? Is that still a winner's side?
Just do the top down. Select player.
Oh, I
never. The top, the drop down.
I never use that, Steve.
Oh, that'll take you right to it.
Yeah, you know what I don't. You know the other thing I don't like about this bracket. I'm going to show you if you're watching the stream. See when you click on Cobra, and it goes red. You should be able to click on Cobra again, and it gets rid of the red, and that annoys me. That's another thing that bugs me. You can never.
I know that must bug you, but that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Scroll up just slightly to Chiku or Tommy, either one. There's Tommy right there.
All right, there we are on the one lost side. Let's drop in that. What's happening there? Oh, they've just started, right? Well, we don't need to drop in that. I'll go back to the tournament main page. So a reminder to the guys watching, we've got the match coming up with Bill and Shibo at 9 p.m. Tonight. That's in another 25 minutes time, and then we've got Hazad and John Boo tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and I'll be there for that. But in the meantime, folks, I am heading out. That is me done for the night. I'm going to try and catch the end of the snooker if it hasn't already finished. And we've still to get this update for the table whenever it's going to happen. Oh, Steve's gone. Has he? Right, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.